How powerful is Cox Fiber? Powerful enough to keep fans across the country in the action on the biggest game days of the year. Whether you're one of 65,000 fans at Allegiant Stadium or you're streaming the game at home with Cox Fiber from the company with America's fastest download speeds, whenever it matters most, Cox keeps you connected. Limited availability in select areas. Speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms and other restrictions may apply. Analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data. Fixed median download speeds. US Q3 2023.
Showtime. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
This is the Bob and Jeff Show, starring Bob Lutz,
I molded you into the man I wanted you to be.
Jeff Lutz,
I told you I'd give up, and I've given up. I don't want to say anything. Yes, you are correct, sir.
and Jason Duda. For today, anyway.
Now, if you ever get to Sexsmith, go to the bar. Because there's a bar, there's an arena, there's a curling rink, and there's a 7-Eleven, and there's the bar. The only four things that's in Sexsmith.
It's Canada. Why? Why do we let you be a country?
97.5 and 1240 KFH.
If you ask me, that stuff rots your brain.
All right, welcome back. Hour number 2, the Bob and Jeff Show, KFH Radio. Bob Lutz, Jeff Lutz, Jason Duda. We had a crazy hour number 1 in which many emotions poured out from Jeff and me. Of course, not from Duda.
No, never.
Someday, perhaps, we'll get to the bottom of his heart.
You think so?
Although it may be bottomless.
Good luck. Good luck, boys.
Maybe topless. I don't know.
Whoa.
Wow.
Well, you don't want to see me topless. Let's just be honest.
So, any thoughts on the Shockers last night, or have we
Didn't
have we
watch.
been down
Wasn't
this
able
road?
to watch. Don't have ESPNU.
We did watch. Tulsa looked horrible in the first half and then looked really good in the second half, obviously. They overcame a 15-point deficit to win handily.
Yeah, I was surprised.
But they have some good young players, some real talent, some guys who are athletic and really move well.
Shockers
And then
don't
they won.
really.
They have one guy on their team that looked like Peter Boyle out there. I didn't get it. But anyway, those who watch the game will know what I'm talking about. You two stiffs have no clue.
Peter Boyle, right, dudes?
Oh, yeah, old PB and J.
You know Peter Boyle?
His nickname is PB and J.
Do you know Peter Boyle?
No.
Do you?
Everybody loves Raymond.
Yes.
The
And what else
Yeah.
was he on that maybe he's most, even beyond Everybody
I
Loves
don't know.
Raymond?
I don't know what he
He played
Dragnet.
Frankenstein and young Frankenstein.
He did. I did
So
not know that.
That's his most people that love that movie, and there are millions and millions. He was Frankenstein.
Every time I hear young Frankenstein, I think of when the Cincinnati Reds had an outfield of Young, Frank, and Stein.
That never happened.
It did happen.
Who was the Frank?
Mike Frank,
Who was the Young?
Dimitri.
And who was the Stein?
I believe his name was Chris.
Chris Stein.
No, I think it was Steins, Young Frank and Steins.
Yeah, there was a Steins, Stynes.
Yeah, that's who it was. Long
Well,
time ago.
That didn't quite mesh. So again, we wasted a lot of time on that, and the result of it wasn't.
Chris Steins. Yeah, I said Chris.
I said Chris.
I believe I did.
No, I got it, and I spelled his name correctly.
There's a guy named Mike Frank. That's real. 1998. Played for the Reds.
But anyway, so no thoughts on Wichita State basketball?
They beat SMU in a game that not many people witnessed.
How about this? They go to Memphis Saturday. The wheels are coming off in Memphis. They lost to Rice last night. Rice!
I don't know what's going on with Memphis. This league is.
Well, the only good thing for Memphis is Wichita State's coming in because they've owned them for the last few years.
They haven't won since they beat the Shockers here. Yeah, they looked unbelievable in the second half of that game, and now they've lost 4 in a row since. They lost to Rice. Think about it.
Well, Rice was in the CIT last year or something like that. CBI, one of those. Rice is terrible. But I don't know. I don't know what to say about Memphis. This whole league to me is not good. Florida Atlantic's good, and that's pretty
What
much
if
it.
Charlotte's better than we give them credit for? What if they are good?
They might be relative to this league again, but I don't think that there's anyone that puts any fear of an upset into your heart in the NCAA tournament. Because
Florida Atlantic,
but those won't be upsets. They'll be beating lower seeds.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if they can hold it together. But yeah, Memphis, who look like, I think I said they're a Final Four type of team. I look like a fool now.
I mean, this has to be it.
What do you mean, yeah?
Well, you do.
This has to be it for Penny, right? I mean, you can't continue to go down this road. What do they have, like one NCAA tournament win under him? He's getting players, but has no clue how to mesh them. It doesn't seem like there's much coaching going on at all there.
Yeah, it does not look good, and we're trying to get their beat writer on the show tomorrow to talk more about Memphis.
Our friend Jeff Calkins.
No, the beat writer for the Memphis.
Oh, I thought it was Jeff Calkins.
No, he's not their beat writer.
What was he?
He's been a long-time columnist for the Memphian now.
Okay.
He was at the commercial. Let me handle the show.
Well, we've never had a beat writer. We've only had
Jason
Calkins
Munns
on. Jason Munns.
Yeah.
All right, well, I hope we get him.
I've got a text into him. He's not responding, which is unusual. Normally when I text people, they can't get back to me soon enough.
Really?
Well, look at you. You always reply.
In a while.
With a thumbs up or a K.
Oh, now from now on, you'll never reply immediately.
No, I'm not going to now just because.
Well, I appreciate quick replies.
Me too.
Sometimes people are busy.
I understand that. I didn't say I expect quick replies.
Didn't you?
I said I appreciate quick replies. There is a difference in those two words.
What were they? Appreciate and what?
Is there any way we could kind of restart the K through 12 education for you?
Do a little Billy Madison thing for him?
Ooh, that'd be fun.
2 weeks each. I don't know if that would be
Do I get to
enough.
pick the teacher too?
Now, see, if I was
Maybe.
your wife, and I hope she knows we're joking. Because I always think of Dia when I say something mean like that.
She thinks you guys are pretty serious all the time.
So when I say that you should re-enter kindergarten, I hope she knows it's a joke.
She's probably thinking the same thing.
I wonder what she thinks. Again, tomorrow's 5 questions.
Duda?
She's unavailable.
No, it's up to you.
She's unavailable.
Why do you? I can't even imagine. Like what
I think
kind of?
we've had my wife for 5 questions. Have we had
I
Shannon?
don't think so.
What about getting her?
What kind of 1950s? I don't know if my wife would want to do it, but I would at least ask her.
Well, you can ask my wife.
Why wouldn't
Go
you
ahead.
ask your wife?
I did.
She said no thanks.
She's never going to do it.
Okay, well, that's all we needed.
Well, I told you that before.
But you said you made it seem as if she wasn't available that day. Just say the words, I've had a conversation with her, and she's just not interested in ever doing 5 questions. That's what, I mean, just put it.
That's all you need to say.
I don't think she's going to be available.
See, I don't think she's going to be available. So you leave the door
I don't
open.
speak for her.
Obviously, you
I'm
do.
not answering.
Okay, well, you don't speak for her.
I
so
did.
But
tell
you
us,
can relay what she said.
tell
don't
us what
think-
she spoke.
She wasn't available.
When?
So she said, well, I'm not available, but she didn't say the words, I don't want to do it.
I'm never available.
Not sure if I want to do it. And I'm not
So
available
again,
tomorrow
there's
anyway.
something vague there. I'm not sure I want to do it.
Keep it vague. When you're talking, if you're going to answer for somebody else and you don't have the exact words correctly, you don't answer for them.
How hard is it to
Especially
remember
if
the
it's your
exact
wife.
words? I mean, you would
Who are you
think.
talking to, Bob? Who are you talking to? I don't remember what we talked about in the last hour, except for the love fest that you guys had going.
See, that's something.
Yeah, at least you remember that.
One thing in an hour. That's not bad.
Basically,
I
the
can
whole
remember
hour.
almost 24 things in a day if I was awake the whole 24 hours.
Well, we're proud of you for that.
Thanks, Robert.
Very nice. So apparently, no other thoughts on Shocker basketball.
Well, it always turns into something else.
And I need to look at your lines. I wish I would have set the lines.
So then you can get who you want?
No,
what number
just
you
because
want?
I know more than Jeff.
Well, I don't think they're bad lines at all.
Oklahoma minus 11.5 at Central Florida. That's my 9-pointer. That's craziness. Central Florida beat Kansas.
And they haven't won another Big 12 game.
Yes, they have.
No, they haven't.
I don't get that line. I'm giving it away, but, I mean, it is what it is.
Oh,
craziness.
Central Florida is awful.
Oklahoma's been playing poorly.
Okay, well then pick Central Florida.
Central Florida is 3-5 in the conference. They have beaten
What?
They have beaten Texas, Kansas, and West Virginia. They have lost back-to-back games to Cincinnati on the road.
What was
and
I
Baylor.
looking at?
And Baylor.
I don't know what you're looking at, kid.
You
I
want?
saw them 1-8.
Oh, these lines. I'll reset the lines.
What you guys do? Whatever you're gonna do, you're gonna pencil whip me anyway.
Well, I mean, this is just terrible. Texas Tech minus 6.5 at Cincinnati. Way too many.
Look. Why do I have this?
I don't know.
That's Google.
Tulsa minus 13.5 at Florida Atlantic.
No, Florida Atlantic is minus 13.5.
No. Tulsa's getting 13.5.
Well, switch that. I apologize.
Good grief.
That one I messed up.
Can I go ahead and reset the lines during the break?
Well, the line's already out, and the lines.
Have you
are
made your
lines.
picks?
No.
Max, have you made your picks?
Yes, I did.
Can't change it.
Can't change it because those were what was sent
change
out.
your Florida Atlantic. 13.5 favored for Florida Atlantic, not Tulsa.
Well, not great lines, and
I don't mind them.
And I do set good lines.
Yeah, well, we're betting on mine this week.
Well, I'll run this table.
Well, happy days. Get at it.
Yeah.
I don't care. I ain't winning.
I hope you
But
do.
You do want to beat Max, right?
Nah, I like Max, so it's
So now you don't even want to catch him.
If you don't,
Is this a way that
if
people...
you don't win, you don't win. I mean,
These are the women's standings. I
oh
found.
my god,
What a moron.
Oh my.
UCF bad.
You know what?
You know what
in
the
women.
sad thing is, Bob? I looked at these and I'm like, okay, I haven't been paying that close attention, but these seem really weird. But I was like,
So
I ain't
these are
saying
all
anything.
based on the women?
No, just the UCF one. I knew how everyone else
why-
was.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think I could put the two of you in a cardboard box and you couldn't figure out how to get out. This is awful.
Well, pick.
I didn't do anything with the lines.
The other lines are fine, okay? And if you want to pick UCF for 9, do it. And
Well, I
everyone.
am going to do it.
I think for the Super Bowl, don't we normally do 10 games? 10.
Yeah, we can do 10.
So I will pick them. They'll be all Super Bowl props.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, because you two are going to be battling it out.
Wait a
I'm
minute.
fine with that. But make sure you do the actual line, too.
Well, the line, the over-under, all the major stuff, of course, will be done.
Are you able to send an email, though?
Oh, yeah, you got to do it. I don't really have email.
I'm going to look for a box after the show and drop it over you. And my guess is it'll take you at least an hour to get out of it.
Will it be dark?
He'll just sleep.
My goodness.
He might not even going to try to get out of it. Why would he?
I mean, it's just crazy.
If you drop a pillow in there with me, oh, boy.
Oh,
all
bets
hide
are
from
off.
everybody. Gone for 3 days.
what time will you go to sleep tonight? Now, tonight's a big night for us because we got the Law and Orders on.
You're not going to watch Pacers Knicks?
No, not going to watch the Pacers
From
and Knicks.
MSG. That's a big one for us tonight.
Sorry.
I get it.
And I got to look in on a movie at some point.
What do you mean your Law and Orders? What is?
Oh, we got the Law and Order. We got the Law and Order SVU, and then we got the Law and Order.
Criminal intent?
No. Major crimes or whatever it is, whatever that's called with
Yeah, like
Chris Maloney.
what is that called?
Law and
don't know.
Order.
SVU.
I can't remember what it's called. Good grief!
KIA?
This is where I worry a little bit about myself.
Organized crime.
There you go.
Yeah,
Organized.
I didn't look. I figured it out before I looked it up.
That's what I was thinking.
Well, I like the Law and Order franchise.
That's
Have
good.
you've watched it for sure?
I've
haven't you?
watched it. I haven't watched it in a while, but I have watched it.
It's like a good show you put on every now and then.
No, I like it. I like it all the time. I like it.
I mean, it's a good
especially
show,
like
but I don't
the
need to.
format of Law and Order where they have the crime, they identify the criminal, they make the arrest, and then they take it to trial, and you get all that in 1 hour because that's the process right now that's working with these yahoos who took this statue. So I like that. It's educational to me.
Do you think they're listening right now?
If you are, you're yahoos.
They're going to take that really personally.
And if you are listening, your days are numbered, friends. And it will be a rejoiceful moment when we start to make that happen. How's that?
I like it. It's beautiful.
Is that friendly enough?
It's lovely is what it was.
Yeah. I use the word lovely a lot.
Can you give us the context of what was lovely, who was lovely?
Just replying to a guy that was going to do something.
Wow.
A guy that was going to do something that needs to be done. And it's lovely he's doing it, right?
It's lovely. I'm sure he feels the love.
Super fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, nothing wrong with
Nothing wrong with saying that it's lovely.
No, not at all.
Nope, not at all.
And it won't be the last time I use that word. Or
except with certain people.
Jeff.
Yeah, I'm lovely.
Jeff's lovely in his own way.
Here we go.
In his own way.
Back to hour one.
No, well, you can't just set it up.
All right, we'll take a break. We've got picks coming up. We've got 9 college basketball games. We're going to go through them. I've got my number 9 game, thanks to Jeff's erratic
It was Google's fault.
level of making these games. So we will be back in a moment. It's Bob, Jeff, Jason. Stay with us.
How powerful is Cox Fiber? Powerful enough to keep fans across the country in the action on the biggest game days of the year. Whether you're one of 65,000 fans at Allegiant Stadium or you're streaming the game at home with Cox Fiber from the company with America's fastest download speeds, whenever it matters most, Cox keeps you connected. Limited availability in select areas. Speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms and other restrictions may apply. Analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data. Fixed median download speeds. US Q3 2023.
This is the Bob and Jeff Show on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
We're going to make some picks. This is week 23. That's darn near half a year.
Week 23.
Here's where we are. Right now, Jeff has a 2-game lead in terms of games. He's got 100 and right and 86 wrong.
Pretty good.
I'm at 98 and 88. Max is now back to 500.
That's $1,400.
Just a couple weeks ago, he was 13 over. In the course of 4 weeks, he's dropped to 500. And Duda at 90 and 96. He is 3 points behind Max. You are 1 point behind me as we head into the final 2 weeks. And here we go. Max, if you got the music, we're ready to make picks. All basketball this week, all the college variety. Oklahoma at Central Florida. Jeff has made Oklahoma a road favorite by 11 and a half.
Against 1-8 Central Florida women. So.
Yeah, this isn't a women's game.
Oh.
So do you want to change this? Because this is...
No, I mean, Max made his picks.
This is 9 for me on Central Florida. Jeff.
Well, if you're going to do it, I'm going to do it. I don't want to lose points here. You seem to know what you're talking about. So I'll take UCF for 9.
Duda?
Well,
he doesn't want. He wants to.
I don't want to take.
You know, you got no shot at winning this.
I'll take UCF for 6.
Just 6.
Just cause.
Max.
Yeah. Thank you for that women's game, Jeff. I'll take UCF for 5. I had Oklahoma, but I didn't know it was a women's thing you picked. So I'll take UCF for 5.
This is a men's game. And Oklahoma is getting 11.5 points.
Yeah.
So you still take UCF?
I probably should have put
Yes.
some women's games in there.
Okay. No question. Wait a minute. UCF is getting 11.5 points at home against.
They're the
This
underdogs.
is the most ridiculous game we've ever
Watch
picked.
them win by 17.
They won't. Texas Tech is visiting Cincinnati, right? Cincinnati is, right? That's a game in Cincinnati. Your picks are so bad.
What do you mean my picks are so bad?
The way you present them, I can never tell. Cincinnati at Texas Tech. Good grief. Would you get...
It's Cincinnati's at home.
No, it says Texas Tech versus Cincinnati.
Right. Versus...
Texas Tech is the home team.
Yeah, because you got Memphis versus Wichita State.
Yeah, that's
down
right.
You screwed
earlier.
this up so badly.
Well, you're confusing me. I didn't do anything.
Where's the game?
Wherever you want it to be. I think they're playing it on a Navy cruise ship.
I want to know where the game is. That's all I ask.
Well, if it says verse, then it's in Cincinnati.
I mean, my goodness. I've never seen anything quite like this.
But then you got Memphis versus Wichita State.
Right, it's in Memphis.
But you just said the other one is in Cincinnati.
The game's at Texas Tech.
Yeah.
These are just picks. Make your picks.
No,
do whatever you
are
want.
you trying to confuse everybody?
Yes.
No, really.
You're doing good, Jeff.
I am.
I don't know if I can make the pick until I verify where the game is.
It's
Texas
at Texas Tech.
It is at Texas Tech. You've made Texas Tech.
So when I say it's versus, that means it's a home game.
So you've made Texas Tech a 6.5 point home favorite.
Yes.
Go ahead and pick.
Well, these picks, which shouldn't be that hard
Are
to
brought to you by an
decipher,
idiot.
Are brought. FanDuel is not an idiot. FanDuel is one of the smartest people I know, and they're bringing you these picks because they're the official sports betting partner of the NFL and KFA.
How do you feel about me now?
Love you. Just you're misguided.
Pick.
If it says verse, it's the home guy.
Pick.
I got Texas Tech for 7.
Texas Tech for 7 against a pretty good Cincinnati team. Duda.
I got Texas Tech for 5.
Max.
I have Texas Tech for 6. Trying to stay ahead of Duda, I guess.
Well, I'll go ahead and pick Texas Tech for 6. Did that strategically so as not to oppose Jeff too much. Because now we're trying to win this baby.
Well, you got to win still.
Tulsa and
Are you
Florida.
going to make the exact same picks as me so you win?
Tulsa and Florida Atlantic.
Yeah.
Where's that game?
What does it say?
At Florida Atlantic.
There you go.
Well, I'm gonna check.
It is.
It is at Florida Atlantic. They are 13.5 point home favorite. Duda.
Tulsa's favored by 13.5 at AFU.
No, Florida Atlantic.
I wrote it wrong. That time I messed up. The others I didn't, except for the other line and maybe some other stuff.
Oh, I got to change all
So
my
who's
picks
who's
now.
favored in this game?
We already discussed this,
Florida
Max.
Atlantic by 13.5.
I know, Max. I
you
know.
listen to the show?
Yeah.
Oh, now he's getting defensive.
I mean,
Oh,
good
that's
grief.
just ridiculous.
Who you picking, Duda?
I'll take Florida Atlantic for 9.
Wow, to cover 13.5.
Well, I thought they were getting 13.5 like
No,
Well,
20
you can
minutes
change
ago.
it.
no, they're
I can't.
giving.
I got my points down.
They're giving
I'm done.
13.5.
Going with what I got.
So at 13.5 point favorite for Florida Atlantic, you're picking Florida Atlantic for 9.
Did I stutter
No, I'm
when I
not-
said it?
I'm not asking you to
Duda, who?
it's a
I
yes
mean,
or no question.
Max, who are you? He
Yes.
already picked. Max,
But
who
he
you
doesn't.
picking?
But he'll be coming back next week and say, "Well, it said Tulsa was favored."
Max, who you
so I want
picking?
you to say the word yes.
Max, who are you picking?
If you're not first, you're last, and we're last, so I'm taking Tulsa for 2.
Tulsa for 2. 13.5's a lot of points. Tulsa's better than they have been. I like Florida Atlantic in this game. However, not comfortably. I like them for 1. Jeff.
Haven't I already gone on this? Florida Atlantic for 5.
There's a gain for me. Next,
What do you mean?
Iowa State at Baylor. Wait till I verify it, folks, before you write it down
If
in
I
ink.
say it,
Baylor's
it's-
home.
It's
Baylor's
at
home.
Baylor.
It is at Baylor. Baylor a 5.5-point favorite on its home court, max.
Iowa State can be tough from what I've read, so I'll take Baylor for 1 just to be on the home team. I don't know.
All right. I don't like Baylor to cover that many points. I'm taking Iowa State for 5. Jeff.
Iowa State is not as good on the road, and
Nobody is.
but their disparity is a little bigger. I think I got Baylor for 1.
What about you, Duda?
I got Iowa State for 1.
Yeah, no, I went heavy on that game. I'm not sure I should have. Duke in Chapel Hill, which is right down the Tobacco Road, as I make sure on that game. This game's at North Carolina. So it's I'm sorry, it's at Duke. No, it's at North Carolina.
That's what I said. North Carolina.
You confused me.
North Carolina versus Duke, not North Carolina at Duke.
Duke at a 4.5-point favorite on the road. This is obviously a rivalry game. I'll take North Carolina for 7.
To cover
Jeff.
4.5?
Yeah, they're 4.5-point underdogs.
No, they're 4.5-point favorites.
That's not how I read it.
North Carolina minus 4.5 versus Duke. See, you need to make picks because I don't think you can read.
Well, what a
Wait, North Carolina's
I'll
favored, right?
Yes.
All right.
God, I hate this show.
Well,
I
you know-
truly hate this show.
Then I'm going to take Duke for 7. Jeff,
I'm gonna take Duke for 2.
Duda,
I'll take North Carolina for 2 just because.
why not?
Yeah.
We don't know what the lines are.
We don't know where the
doesn't
games
matter.
are
Don't know where the
played.
game is.
I don't know anything.
I do.
Max,
Krzyzewski's not coming through that door, so I'm taking North Carolina at home for 7.
wow. All right. Texas is in Fort Worth. You know that. But they're playing at Fort Worth
What?
against Texas.
See, listen to this guy.
This game's
Texas
in Fort
is
Worth.
in Fort Worth.
TCU minus 3.5. Fort Worth is in Texas.
Yes,
is what I meant.
know what you meant.
But Texas is also in Fort Worth. If you've
Sure.
ever been to Fort Worth, there's more Texas there than you can
So
imagine.
heavy on the Texas.
Who you picking, Jeff?
Is it my turn? I've got TCU for 8.
Wait. Yeah, that's you. TCU for 8. Duda.
I got TCU for 7.
What about you, Max?
I got TCU for 9 just because I figured out they were at home.
Boy, this is underselling Texas.
Yeah.
I
Only
am
3.5.
going to pick TCU. I'm going to pick them for 8 as well. So when I get an opportunity to make a strategic move, I'm going to do it.
I get it. Do what you got to do.
Wichita State, I believe, is in Memphis.
Yes,
play.
they are. I looked
Memphis
them all up.
versus means
On
Memphis
Sunday.
home.
Jeff has made Memphis a 9.5-point favorite at home, even though they're reeling. Duda?
Wichita State has trouble with them. I got Memphis for 8.
They're going to they just lost to Rice.
Yeah, well, they're going to be very
Wichita
upset
State
about
would
that.
probably lose to Rice right about
Max.
now.
Yeah, Memphis seems to get right against those guys, so I'm taking Memphis for 8 also.
I think you got to pick Memphis. I've already made all my big money picks. I'll pick them for 4. Jeff,
I'm going to take Memphis also for 4.
is that a strategic
No,
move?
it's what I wrote down, but it doesn't hurt.
Kansas State at Oklahoma State. Yep, that's right.
Yep. As I wrote down.
Way to go. Good one.
Thank you.
Kansas State is giving 7.5 points here. Max.
Yeah, I'll take K-State for 3, even though they're on the road.
Yeah, Oklahoma State's struggling. I think one of their good players got hurt the other night in the KU game. I'm not sure he's out for any length of time. But I gotta go with K-State here for 3.
I
Jeff.
guess my lines weren't that good. A lot of sweeps. I've got K-State for 3 also.
And what about you, Duda?
Well, here's where I make up some ground, boys. Oklahoma State at home?
Oh, they're great.
Come on.
In front of the 2,300 that'll be there?
Exactly. Well, there'll be 4,300 because K-State will bring a couple thousand.
I doubt it.
So Oklahoma State for 3.
There you go. And finally,
Are we almost done this?
the Houston Cougars are in Lawrence to face Kansas Saturday afternoon, a game I can't wait to watch. I like watching both teams. And Kansas has been made by Jeff a 2.5-point favorite. I can't wait to get on FanDuel Saturday and see how badly you've done.
Please don't. Please don't.
I just can't wait.
What would you have set this line at?
I would have made this a pick game.
It essentially is. I mean,
No. I get to pick first. With those points, I'm picking Houston 4-2. Jeff.
And I thought you'd go KU there. I got Houston for 6. So we have one difference.
Duda.
Houston for 4.
And Max, you get to make the final pick.
Thank you.
Thank goodness.
Well, KU's the champs until they're knocked off, so I'll take them for 4. KU Pat will be proud of me.
KU for 4, the only one of us to pick Kansas. And that's not because I don't think Kansas can win this game. Obviously, only 2 confidence points. But I really like Houston. So Jeff and I are different in one game, Iowa State Baylor.
And how many you have?
That's exciting.
You have 5. I have 1.
Yeah. So that could be the pivotal game.
Could.
You also picked Iowa State.
Well,
Max picked Baylor. You all picked them for 1. I picked Iowa State for 5. I like Iowa State.
So do I.
I think they're legit. I'm not buying your road stuff.
They've gotten hammered a couple times.
Plus, they're
on the
getting
road.
some points.
Are they on the road, though? Do we know for sure?
We do.
Yes, be quiet.
I'm just curious.
I made one mistake in that thing.
Well, we're just not going to let you forget.
One
it.
big mistake. And most of us, dude, only went 6. Max only went 5. I guarantee that if that line was 11.5, OU in Central Florida, I would bet my house on it.
All right. I hope it is then.
It's in Orlando.
I get it.
You've given Central Florida 11.5 points.
It's Oklahoma men against UCF women. That's what I thought it was.
Oh, God. If I could start my life over, I might really pursue that angle.
What do you mean?
Becoming a rock and roll star.
Really?
What do you mean,
I don't know. Just something to think about, I guess.
Do you have the same reaction?
I would say I'm definitely pondering it.
Well, I don't know why you wouldn't ponder it, frankly.
So what do you think the odds are of you making it as a rock and roll star?
I've seen you try to write a song before, so that would be out.
What's that song's name?
You almost tried to learn to play the guitar.
She Almost Loved Me or something like that?
Bob's song. See? I've saved it. Because there may be a time that I go back to that.
There might be. I mean,
I'm going to guess no.
you've got a lot of life still to live.
Well, now I can't find it. I thought I'd found it, but I haven't found it.
That's too bad.
It is too bad.
Isn't it She Almost Loved Me?
Oh,
or
there it
something?
is. I'm not sure she loved me. What a great what a great title.
Where did the inspiration of this song come from, Bob?
Just
We
about
were married
everyone,
young
Just about everyone he's ever dated.
in a sea of turmoil.
It's an amalgamation.
Our parents hadn't always treated us well. We were searching, digging in desperation
I mean, this is a nice poem.
for something we knew wasn't for sale.
You're not going to put this. You're not going to put
How
music
good is
to
that?
This should be a poem.
this. You cannot put lyrics to these.
No, you can put lyrics to
No,
it.
I mean music to it. You cannot.
You can put music to it.
No,
No. Poem.
turmoil. You got to keep it simple,
Yeah,
man.
turmoil.
Turmoil.
What's the best?
I mean, there's all kinds
What's
of
the
ways
best
you can go
lyric
with that
includes
word.
the word turmoil?
Turmoil.
I don't know if I've ever heard turmoil in a song.
I don't think there
Well,
ever has
then
been.
why not be the first?
Well, it'd be the first and last, probably. Probably the reason why it's
Well, so
never
now
been
you're
used.
attacking me for my ambition of writing a song.
I think writing the song's great, but you got to be able to write a song.
I'm going to do a quick Spotify search. There's Turmoil and Tinfoil by Billy Strings.
One of the great songs ever.
Never heard
Billy Strings is actually pretty good.
Yeah. Turmoil and Tinfoil. That was my next line.
There's that's
Yeah,
about
it
it.
was not.
And there's a band called Turmoil, but that's about it.
Well, then Billy Strings and I become.
Well, why don't you get this song? Get her done.
Nah.
Do it today.
We should get him on the show.
I like it as fodder for this show more
Oh.
than I'd like the actual song.
I see.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Ugh,
Bad song.
my goodness.
Yeah, it was a poem.
You know, I
Right.
just hit a wall for anybody who
Jason
cares.
did about 10 minutes ago, I could tell. You'll be
Dude,
fine.
it did.
After the pick segment, yep.
No, it was during the pick segment.
Well, it probably was.
I saw you.
I was trying to figure out who was playing at home, what the line was. We switched the lines. We're going over here, and I wonder why I can never catch up to you guys. Proof is in the pudding. There it was.
So Jeff's wife redid that table over there. That looks very nice. We appreciate that.
Well, she did like the drawer part, right? I don't know what she did.
No, there were some bumps and bruises, and she refinished it. We're appreciative.
Looks good.
Looks good over there.
Does.
I just
Well done, Shannon.
Yeah, I'm still just amazed by how good this place looks over here.
I like it.
Well, you get to sit in the easy chair every
Exactly.
day.
You need to do something with that clutter corner over there.
Yeah, we're
'cause
gonna get that taken care
That's
of.
just gonna grow, and it's
No, it's not gonna
It'll
grow.
end up like it was.
yeah.
No, it's not gonna grow. That area is gonna not grow.
All right.
Just waiting for approval to get rid of some stuff. Still got stuff to get rid of.
Approval from
My wife.
yeah. Just wanted you to say that.
We all knew.
Well, who do you get approval from?
I don't need approval.
Oh.
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 Just
Oh,
saying.
Jeff.
Really? You don't need approval.
I think my wife believes she doesn't need approval because she makes changes. I don't appreciate it.
What change did she make
That you didn't get a
that
say
you
in.
didn't like?
Putting the kitty cat back outside because it's gotten a little warmer. I didn't like that.
Why'd she do that?
I don't know. Because I think she thinks Seven likes it outside. And she does, but I think she should be able to sleep inside.
Yes, let's let her sleep inside. Why don't you make that choice?
Yeah, put
I
your
guess-
foot
I
down,
don't
Jeff.
know.
Let's see how this
He's
goes.
scared.
I'm not scared. Good grief.
Look at
Well,
you.
why don't? Well, then what keeps you from making that choice?
I mean, it would turn into a fight.
do you fight often?
Nah, we argue. You know, I like to argue. I like being challenged. I like challenging people. So,
That'd be horrible to live with, wouldn't it?
I mean, probably.
Well, just say, honey, we're gonna let Seven sleep inside. It's okay if he's out during the day, but
She.
whatever. She's gonna sleep inside.
I think that's fine. Yeah, it should be like that.
And what will be her retort?
Well, there's only one. That means there's only one litter box for the other kitties, and I don't know.
Well, I can't relate. I mean, you know, we want that cat to be happy, healthy.
Me too. I like hanging out with her.
There you go, dudes. What would you do in that situation?
Well,
Besides run to Dia and ask her for what she thinks.
well,
There's
can't-
nothing, and there's nothing wrong
can't
with
have
that.
cats because my
Who's
wife,
allergic?
my wife and my daughter.
Okay.
So it's never going to be a problem. So
No.
there's no reason to answer it.
No, there isn't.
My wife has cats that you can have without, or not my wife, my sister, without being allergic. So I'll have her look into that for you.
You do
Yeah,
that.
we'll get you a
All right.
cat.
I had a cat as a kid. Skeeter.
Skeets.
Skeetsy. 20 pounds. He's a big
Wow.
boy.
Oh, wow.
A big boy.
That is a big boy.
Yeah, I think he was part cougar, but we're way up there north in Canada. Maybe he was part cougar.
All right, we're going to run this back tomorrow with the 3-man booth, provided nothing crazy happens. We'll all be here, and we look forward to it. Thanks for listening today. Thanks to Max back in the studio. We will see you tomorrow.
How powerful is Cox Fiber? powerful enough to keep fans across the country in the action on the biggest game days of the year. Whether you're one of 65,000 fans at Allegiant Stadium or you're streaming the game at home with Cox Fiber from the company with America's fastest download speeds, whenever it matters most, Cox keeps you connected. Limited availability in select areas. Speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms and other restrictions may apply. Analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data. Fixed median download speeds. US Q3 2023.